Back in video 1, I told you about the hidden subscription costs buried inside $200 smart hummingbird cameras. Then a few videos later, I promised we'd finally answer the actual question everyone keeps asking in the comments. Is a smart feeder subscription actually worth paying for, or is it just a monthly fee for something you could get for free? So let's actually answer that, because the smart feeder category just changed, and most of what people think they know about these subscriptions is already out of date. New hardware just hit the market, and it's a real jump, not just a marketing refresh. Birdfy launched the HumBloom, a camera built specifically for hummingbirds, shooting 4K video and switching to 120 frames per second slow motion, tuned to actual hummingbird wing beat frequency, fast enough that most consumer cameras just blur it into a smear. That's the first time a camera in this category has actually been engineered around hummingbirds specifically, instead of being a general bird camera pointed at a hummingbird feeder. BirdBuddy released an updated flagship too, the BirdBuddy 2, at $199, with sharper 2K HDR video, dual-band Wi-Fi so the connection holds up better in a crowded home network, 2 built-in solar panels instead of 1, and a microphone that can now identify birds by their call, not just how they look on camera. There's also a smaller $129 mini version aimed at people who wanted the tech without the full price tag. On paper, this generation is genuinely better than what most people bought a year or two ago. But here's what hasn't changed, and it's the part that actually matters. BirdBuddy's full experience, unlimited cloud storage, complete species recognition, real-time alerts, sits behind a pro subscription running about $5 a month or $39 a year. Birdfy is more layered than that. Basic AI bird recognition actually comes free for life on some models, but its newest feature, an AI that doesn't just label a bird but explains what you're looking at, requires an active subscription on top. So depending on which model and which brand you buy, you could end up paying for features that come free elsewhere, or free for a feature that's paywalled on a different device. Buy the hardware and you've bought a camera. Pay the subscription, and on at least one of these brands, you've bought the actual smart feeder experience the box was selling you. That much you might have guessed. Here's the part that surprised me while researching this. People who actually own these cameras have been raising a concern online that goes beyond the price tag entirely. It's about what these apps ask for and where your data actually goes. Here's an important distinction. The established brands, the BirdBuddies and Birdfys of the category, actually market themselves on privacy. Their cameras are designed to frame just the feeder itself, not your whole backyard. And both companies say plainly that you control what gets shared. The real horror stories are coming from somewhere else entirely. The flood of cheap, no-name smart feeders that showed up on marketplaces without a recognizable company behind them at all. Backyard bird owners have documented some of these unbranded feeders requiring full access to a phone's contact list just to record basic video, running through apps with no password protection at all, and registering accounts through overseas companies with no clear way to find out who actually owns your footage. And because these are internet-connected cameras on your home network, a poorly secured one isn't just a privacy concern about bird footage. It's a potential entry point into every other device on that network. None of this means every budget brand is malicious. It usually comes down to a company building fast and cheap without prioritizing security. But it means the real cost of a $40 feeder from a brand you've never heard of isn't just the sticker price, and most people never read far enough into the app permissions to notice that's part of the deal. So does that mean you should avoid smart feeders with subscriptions entirely? Not necessarily. But it does change what worth it actually means, and it means doing a 5-minute check before you connect any of these to your home network, not after. Here's exactly what that check looks like. Open your phone's app permission settings before you set anything up and look at what's actually being requested. A bird camera app has no real reason to ask for your contacts or your precise location history. And if it's asking for that, that's worth questioning, not clicking through automatically. Search the company's name along with the word privacy policy and skim the section on data sharing, specifically where the footage gets shared with third parties and how long it's kept. And if your router supports it, put any internet-connected camera on a separate guest network from your phone and laptop. A 5-minute setup that meaningfully limits what a compromised device could actually reach. None of this takes long, and none of it requires technical background beyond reading a settings menu. It just requires doing it before you plug the thing in, which most people, understandably, skip. If species identification and long-term video history genuinely matter to you, if you want a searchable archive of every hummingbird that's visited your yard this year, a subscription-based camera can still deliver real value. Just go in knowing exactly what you're paying for, both in dollars and in access, and actually read the privacy policy before you set it up, not after. If what you really want is live video and the occasional slow-motion clip without an ongoing bill, there's now a real alternative that didn't fully exist a year ago. A newer wave of competitors is marketing themselves specifically as subscription-free, offering local storage on a memory card instead of the cloud and a genuinely free AI recognition tier instead of a paywalled one. You lose a little polish and a slightly less refined app experience, but you keep your footage, your money, and arguably your privacy. And regardless of which tier you're considering, don't take the AI accuracy claims at face value on any of them. Budget models in particular have been documented suggesting bird species that don't even live in the region the camera was installed in. Expensive doesn't automatically mean accurate, and a confident wrong answer from an app is still a wrong answer. So here's the actual verdict. If you want the full experience, video history, sharper AI, an archive you can look back through, sticking with an established brand and paying the subscription is a legitimate choice, and one of the more privacy-conscious options in this category, not the risky one. Just budget for the ongoing cost like it's part of the sticker price. If you mainly want to watch your hummingbirds without an ongoing bill, look for a model from a brand you can actually verify that offers a genuine free-for-life AI tier with local storage, rather than assuming cheap automatically means safe. And the one thing I'd actually avoid regardless of budget is an unbranded feeder with no real company behind it, and a $5 price gap suspiciously below everything else on the page. That's where the actual risk lives, not in paying an established company a few dollars a month. The smart feeder you buy isn't really the camera bolted to your fence. It's the ongoing relationship you're signing up for with whatever company built the app behind it. Worth knowing that going in, not after the first bill or the first data request shows up. Links to a subscription-based option and a subscription-free alternative, both reviewed with this in mind, are below this video. Next time, we're looking at something that has nothing to do with cameras or subscriptions at all. There's a predator quietly hunting hummingbirds right at the feeder, and it's not a hawk, a cat, or anything you'd expect. If this saved you from signing up for something you didn't fully understand, subscribe. This is exactly the kind of thing we dig into here on Backyard Insider.